People, it's Logical Hippie here. You know it's Friday night. This is when we're doing our show now. This is when it's going to happen. I've been looking forward to this day all week. It's really nice. It kind of is like a build up, from last week to this week. I haven't done one in over a week. It feels like friggin' forever, let me tell you. But this is great. I love doing it. I've been psyched to do it, and I've got some really good information. It kind of allows the week to flow for me. It's honestly been really great to not do these every night. There's so much information that's happening right now. It'd be great if I had the time. I don't have the time, but I can put my energy all into one show and really produce something that I think is worth your time. And that's what it's all about, because we don't have a lot of time. There's a lot that we could be looking at, and I super appreciate you guys checking out my channel. It means a lot to me. So to those that have subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please like the content if you like what I'm talking about. If you're seeing this for the first time, I appreciate a subscription, like the content as well. And you can catch me at logicalhippie@gmail.com. And my Facebook page is Light News. I had somebody contact me last week who was looking to connect. Please, I tried looking at that comment on YouTube, and for some reason I couldn't see it. So just email that. Any questions you have, or if you wanted to start a dialogue, just email me logicalhippie@gmail.com and we can get that started. So let's get this thing started. As you like to know, I like to do the prayer to start my show because I think it's super important to be thankful and have gratitude in our life. I don't leave those moments behind. I hope that you realize, and by listening to this, that you decide to do it every day too. Don't wait for me to give you, the energy to pray. You should always be praying. You should be praying throughout the day. Be thankful every day that, for living. When you wake up in the morning, be thankful that you're still alive, that the sun rises and there's still oxygen. And thankful then that you have food and water and your family, your kids, your parents, whoever it is that you want to be thankful for that day, and keep your focus on that. And when you focus on that, you feel a lot better. You'll have a better life in general. Gratitude is super important. So start your day with that. And like I said, if you've got troubles in your life, it's super important to pray, because it's the one person you can go to. It's like, if you can't see a therapist right now, a lot of reasons that people see therapists is that they need somebody to talk to that they can trust will not hurt them or judge them or analyze them. The therapist is there to listen to them and kind of give them helpful advice. And we kind of wish we all had someone like that in our life at any point. And that's why therapists are there, but we pay these people to give us that advice. Whereas, God is free. You pray to God, and God is always there. He's always willing to listen. And for those of you that don't believe in God, you're atheists, whatever it is, you don't understand God, maybe, that's okay. I'm a non-judgmental person, so I'm here to help you, teach you. And if you got questions, you can ask me. But I know for myself, I didn't used to believe in God either. And I've realized that God is real, and I just have to talk to him or her. Him, her, the universe, God, the Tao, whatever you want to call it. It is there for you. And when you start realizing that it's there for you, then more goodness comes to your life. So that's why I do the prayer. Let's do that. I got the Tao lined up, CDC numbers, or it's really worldofmeters.info information that I find interesting. An article as well, or two, about some information I find interesting, and then where we're headed, which is we're at some really interesting times right now. So anyway, let's do the prayer first, and do that so that we can get off on the right foot. So you ready? Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth very slowly. This is kind of like, I like to do this kind of like yoga meditation start to everything, because breathing is so important. We take it for granted, but the breath is very important, and especially how we do it. In through the nose, out through the mouth. It settles us down. It helps us relax. It helps us settle our mind, clears our thinking. This is why they say count to 10. Don't count to 10. Take a deep breath. Let it in through your nose and out through your mouth, sounding like the ocean. Put yourself there in that imagery. Imagine being on the beach, as I do when I hear the ocean. It's a wonderful place to be. And that is why we one ourselves with the universe, the oneness. Okay, so man, I could live there for a while. That's why I like to meditate, because it gives me that time and space to really think about things. And it maybe seem hokey to a lot of people. I don't really give a crap. You guys can think what you want. I know what's real. So let's do the prayer. Thank you, Lord, for the wonderful blessings you have provided us today. We give thanks for our life, our strength, our courage, love, and your insight. And we ask that the world may be blessed with us today. Amen. God bless y'all. Thanks for coming on. Here we go. That's how I like to do it. I like to have good energy. I like to bring a good content to the show and give you hope and give you good experience. So before we get there, we are sponsored by Kangen Water, electrolyzed, ionized, rapid cellular hydration. You know where it is. You know what it's at. This bag is a little bit over a gallon of water that I drink. That's 9.5 pH water. And we know, based on our research, that viruses and bacteria live in high acidic states, not high alkaline states, around 4.5 to 6.0 pH. Well, I drink 9.5 water daily, and I have no problems with getting sick, because bacteria does not live in a high alkaline state. It might be time to get one. It's not that expensive. It's only like $5 a day if you do the expensive option, which is a 2-year 0% interest plan from Enagic. It's $150 a month, right? $5 a day, $150 a month. Seems like a lot when you do it by the month, but when you break it down by the day, you go outside and you buy yourself a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, you're more than halfway there. And this makes your coffee better than the coffee you get at Dunkin' Donuts. You can make it at home in your French press or your frou-frou poo-poo platter. Whatever. Get the Kangen water. You'll love it. I guarantee. And it has the hand sanitizer. Did I mention that? I didn't mention that. It has the hand sanitizer too. Endless supply of it. It's just a mixture of salt water. And basically what happens is it institutes the salt water with the electrolysis process of the water and makes a hand sanitizer that is better than bleach or ammonia, yet is safe for your body. You can squirt it in your mouth, your eyes, your ears, your nose. It doesn't matter because it's safe. 100% better than bleach, ammonia, and kills more bacteria. So not only do you have the healthy water that you're drinking that's in a high alkaline state, but you also have the hand sanitizer. And not just the hand sanitizer, but you can water your plants too, because it levels the pH at the exact amount. If you want to do 6.0 pH, you can do that because it does that too. It's an amazing thing with over 100 uses, not just one. So anyways, back to it. Here we go. The Tao. You want to read it? This is Wayne Dyer. We are on the 15th verse, living an unhurried life. And this is how it goes. The ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There is no way to describe it. One can only describe them vaguely by their appearance. Watchful like men crossing a winter stream, alert like men aware of danger, simple as uncarved wood, hollow like caves, yielding like ice about to melt, amorphous like muddy water. But the muddiest water clears as it is stilled, and out of that stillness life arises. He who keeps the Tao does not want to be full, but precisely because he is never full, he can remain like a hidden sprout and does not rush to early ripening. That's getting a little deep right there for some of us out there in the crowd. Might be something that you look at and you read over and over again to figure out what exactly Lao Tzu is talking about. Wayne Dyer does his breakdown of it, which is interesting, and he relates it to a passage in the Bible, and this is what he says. This passage of the Tao reminds me of these words of the Bible: be still and know that I am God. Keep alert and subtly aware, yet at the same time stay still within, not rushing or demanding, but totally in charge of your inner world. The place of your origination is stillness, from which all of creation comes. Stay in a creative, simple state, which Lao Tzu describes as uncarved wood, symbolizing beginner's mind and unlimited potential. Have a mind that's willing to flow with life and be shaped by the eternal forces of the Tao. See yourself as all of these things mentioned in this 15th verse of the Tao. Watchful, yet relaxed and peaceful. Alert, yet unhurried and confident. Yielding, yet willing to be still and wait for the waters to become clear. I take this verse very seriously myself because it feels just like what I'm going through every single day. I've been doing this for years. So anyways, let's do this. The Way of Life, according to Lao Tzu, translated by Witter Biner in 1944, poetically sums up the 15th verse of the Tao in this way. How can a man's life keep its course if he will not let it flow? Those who flow as life flows know they need no other force. They feel no wear, they feel no tear. They need no mending, no repair. But take from it what you will. I'm trying to just show you and teach you what I've learned myself, which is ancient wisdom that forever will be used in history. It is a great knowing is what it is. It's an immense amount of knowledge that has changed my life forever, and I see things differently. And I recognize what truth is. I see truth. I hear what people say, hear their words. I see their character. It is not a judgmental way. It is just who they are. I accept them for who they are, but I see them for who they are. And seeing the truth and seeing the universe and the Tao and living with the oneness, I can pick those things up and understand who people are and what they mean and what their intentions are. So it's really helpful, honestly, in the everyday life. It's super beneficial. I'm just trying to help you guys do the same thing. So anyway, these are the CDC numbers that I picked up on. We should actually go back and compare some numbers here from the previous time. Worldwide, there's been 240,000 deaths. 1 million, over 1 million have recovered. So the recovery rate has actually gone up 1%. To 82% now. It actually has gone up 2% in the last couple of months. So it's now 82% recovery, 18% death rate, based on, obviously how many people we know have had this thing. And another good sign is that the people in critical condition, so the current cases, the people in critical condition has also decreased. So that was originally at about 4 or 5%, and that's now down to 2% are in critical condition. So that's really good. This is worldwide. In the U.S., 65,000 people have died, 161,000 people have recovered, which again is an increase. We were down at around a 60% recovery rate back when I first started doing these numbers. What it was 5-6 years ago, weeks ago. We're now up to 71%, almost 10% increase in recovery rate to death rate. That's a really good thing. So other than that, that's all I got for you for this coronavirus baloney. I only do the statistics because they matter to people that think that this virus is the legitimate threat that we're facing right now. The virus, yes, it is a threat that is highly contagious. People do get it. People have died from it. I'm not questioning. I don't question that at all. It doesn't mean it's not serious. I haven't seen my 97-year-old grandmother in 6 weeks, and that to me is a crime. There's many crimes that are going on right now that are much bigger than this virus. And the virus, as bad as it is there's worse. And that's the problem, is that people that are siding with the stay home, save lives crowd, they see this as a one variable issue where people are dying because of a virus and we need to protect everybody and stay inside. And if you don't do that, you're being careless. And that's a bunch of BS, because the bottom line is there are multiple variables in this whole scenario, and they're playing checkers and saying just one move will fix the problem. And it ain't one move. One move changes the whole friggin' game. That's all I got to say about that, because it's crap. It's crap. There is cause and effect to what we've done to our society by shutting society down. Where I live, we rely on tourism, and we've shut tourism down for the entire summer season that we rely on. That's not 65,000 people have died in this country. That's sad, from this virus. And there's a lot of mixed numbers on that. So I don't believe that is 100% accurate. I think it's less than that. I think it's a lot less than that. I think the death rate is a lot less than that. But it's still sad that people have died from this, because it's just sad. People die. That's reality. Reality is people die from all kinds of crap every day. But are we so scared of what this thing is and how much it's killed us and how contagious it is that we've put 30 million people unemployed in 6 weeks? 30 million people don't work. And not only are they not working, but they're not collecting a paycheck too. Some of them. Some people are getting money. And what are they getting? About $1,000 a week. A week! $4,000 a month. And maybe to some people that's not happening. Maybe some people aren't getting that kind of money. Some people are. That's about what the average is based on this CNBC article that was dated April 9th, that weighted and averaged out the the weekly incomes for unemployment. So if someone's getting $4,000 a month, I could live on that, pay my bills, feed my family, and sit at home and do this. Be a journalist. I could get paid by the government to be a journalist. If I decide to shut my doors, close my business down, and claim, hands up, I can't afford life, I'm a small business, I need a bailout, $4,000 a month. So the government, which is you and me, is paying me to sit on my butt and do this. Is that right? Is that what you want to pay for? Of course not. But why are you paying for it? Because the economy's shut down and we need to keep people fed. Meanwhile, food prices have gone up about 24%. I heard this on Dan Bongino. I'd have to get the articles for you and dig them out, but I'm not going to do that. You can listen to Dan Bongino if you want some other statistics. When I tell you who to follow for where I get my information, I'll tell you where to go. You do the research. I'm not going to do the research for you. There will be some stuff that I share, like the CNBC article. But that's it. The other stuff that I tell you, it comes from other sources that I will tell you to go search for yourself, and you got to do the work yourself. If you don't want to do the work, don't question my what I'm telling you. If you question what I'm telling you, do your research. Do the work. Okay? So this whole situation is really not, I'm not happy where we're at. This is not okay where we're at. Like, we can't continue this way. We can't put 30 million unemployed, and we can't afford those people. It's 360 for this is supposed to go on until July, right? 3 months. I did the numbers. 3 months. That's 12,000. That's $12,000 to each family that's getting $4,000 a month, right? That's $360 billion average. $360 billion in 3 months to people who are sitting on their butt. A third of $1 trillion for 3 months. So in 9 months, it's going to be $1 trillion. I've said this for a while. This isn't a $2 trillion bailout. This is a $10 trillion bailout. It might be more. I might be wrong. It could be 15 trillion by the time we're done this thing if we stay shut down. So what happens? In my state, we have a guy who goes on Tucker Carlson last night. Tucker Carlson's been covering Maine and the Maine governor, Janet Mills, who's a total dictator right now, who's a clam, hiding in her friggin' office, not doing a damn thing. No plan except to keep us shut down, right? So we're shut down for another month. Maine tourism's done. We're toast. The fairs have closed. The restaurants, all the businesses are closed. All the events aren't happening. All the things that bring in tourists and money, which we rely on, are closed and shut down for the year. We're going to lose a whole tourist season because of our governor. So what happens? We have a guy last night goes on Tucker Carlson, who's a restaurant owner. He says, you know what? Screw this. This isn't their right. I'm opening my restaurant. So he opens his restaurant today. The line was so long, I'm sure people didn't get in. 700 people were served. 700. If you've ever worked in the restaurant industry, you know what that number means. If you haven't, that's twice the number of a busy restaurant that I've worked in. Twice the number. 700 people in a sitting. That's a lot of friggin' people. So what did the state do? Revoke their license. And because the state revokes their license, their insurance company won't insure them. So they can't operate anymore. So the state is dictating that I have to wear a mask to go into a grocery store. And also dictating that a restaurant or a business or a homeowner or a business can't open unless they abide by government and state mandated guidelines. So my question is, who's the government? The government's telling us what to do, but who's the government? We're the government. The people we put in place, the government officials that we put there, they don't tell us what to do. We tell them what to do. They can't tell us not to live. They can't tell us to stay inside. They can't force us to do that. If they want to do that, they can put a gun to my head. If we allow them to do that, because that's what they're doing. But they're doing it through the legal process. It's the legal gun to your head. Oh, we'll just revoke your license to operate as a restaurant. And when we decide to reopen the state, we might consider giving your license back, but probably not because you broke the rules. So now you're out of business and you'll never get a license again. That's how the mafia works. That's why it's the deep state. And this is it. This is where we're at now. This is what we're up against. Is that people have to wear a mask at playgrounds. People have been arrested at playgrounds. Not today, but this was what in Colorado last week. Someone was arrested at a playground. Now we have to wear masks at playgrounds. Like there's never been germs before in our life. You ever watch the George Carlin skit on germs? Watch it. It's like 7 minutes, not even 7 minutes long. We're surrounded by germs. If you've ever drank from a can of soda or a can of beer without sanitizing the lid before you drank from, you're not scared of germs. You never were. Now all of a sudden there's germs. We can't put ourselves in a bubble. The bubble doesn't work. The bubble model does not work. And there's a reason it doesn't work. It's because our body is not accustomed to an outside external environment that is threatening, that is full of germs. You know how many people I know that ate chicken shit when they were kids, growing up on a farm, eating dirt, eating worms, eating crap, eating out of the garbage? This is not about a virus. This is about stealing our wealth, which is exactly what they're doing. They're put the guys like there's going to put the restaurant owner. It's like they're going to put 33% of restaurant businesses out of business in this state. I I don't doubt it. Who can reopen? Everybody's unemployed. There's nobody working. Drag people out of unemployment. Get them to trust to work in a restaurant industry. If we continue these restrictions, you're supposed to wear a mask in a public place like a grocery store. How are you supposed to go to a restaurant? You got a mask on, you got to eat and drink, and you can't. And you go in a convenience store or go anywhere. The person's wearing their mask around their friggin' chin, and then touching it and put it on their face, like they're not touching anything else. The masks are a detriment to their breathing and their health. Breathing in extra carbon dioxide. We've had a recent run of strokes, which is directly related to not getting enough oxygen in your body. This is not about a virus. This is about communism trying to take over our country, force vaccinate us, and put us into, I don't even know what, slavery. We're already enslaved to our debt, and they're putting us deeper in debt. The longer this holds on without pushback, the deeper in debt we go and the more we are enslaved to them. We cannot continue this way. We won't continue this way. There are revolutions, there are people rising up, speaking out in Michigan, in other places across the country. We're letting prisoners out of prison and arresting civilians. What? Yes, you heard that correctly. Letting prisoners out of prison in fear that they might get the coronavirus and have an outbreak, releasing them into the world to what? Contract other people with the virus that they had in prison? And then arresting people for being at a playground. Is that real? That's almost as weird as the aliens they just confirmed are real. Not that I'm surprised. But it is messed up right now. And the only thing that you need to know to understand why is to understand that this is not coincidental. This is not random. This is not about a virus. This is the age-old fight against tyranny. It has never died. Tyranny does not sleep. It has wrought wars on nations forever. From Xerxes and the Persians, to Nazi Germany, to Napoleon, to Genghis Khan, to any great warrior, ruler, whatever you want to call, great society, was fueled by money and power and greed and hunger and lust and satanic rituals. They do not believe in life, they believe in death, and they get a rise out of it. It does not care about your feelings. It does not care about your Tonka trucks. It uses those against you to drag you into wanting things that you don't need. Entices your greed and tantalizes your addictive personality, whatever makes you distracted from reality. Communism has grown, it has morphed, is adjusted, is collaborated with the Nazism in the ancient Chinese philosophy. This is not something new. As weird as it seems, as weird as this may sound, as deathly as this may all be being portrayed, this is not new. This has been going on forever. Money and power and greed has always tried to rule the world. Because when you rule the world, you rule people. When you rule money, food, oil, energy, you rule people. And the battle now, what they realized from Joseph Mengele, is that the power over people is not of controlling the body, but controlling the mind. And that's what they have done. And that's why it's so hard to change people's minds, to get them to see the truth, to get them to see something that is more real than what they believe. Because what they believe is the truth. It's like the Truman Show. They grew up in it. That is life. That is reality. And to wake up from that is a conspiracy theory. It's like living in the Matrix and not even knowing it. Reality is sitting in the ship knowing you're going to be torn apart in minutes if you don't find a place to hide. That is the battle. And that's what we're up against. And we have a choice right now. We can sit at home and pretend it's all going to go away, go back to normal the way it was, and we can sit and watch baseball and eat hot dogs and eat popcorn and drink beer and have good times. We could realize we have a chance right now for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really squash tyranny for a long time. This is epic. It's biblical, and we're going through history right now. We have that option to fight for freedom, free people of all race, genders, colors, ethnicities, religions, and everything to be one people. But we have to fight the tyranny first. Or we could sit by and watch, get a lawn chair, crack a beer, and hope that the good side wins. To each their own, they all decide. We all have our purpose. But to those who really see the truth behind it all, we need to band together and form a formidable foe. On that note, I want you all to have a really awesome night. You know where to reach me because this is the battle, man. This is what we're up against. We don't have a choice anymore. We can't sit back and watch. We have to do something because they will not stop. Communism will never stop. Evil will never stop. And we need to fight back. So hit me up, subscribe, like, email me at logicalhippie@gmail.com. Go to my Light News page on Facebook, and we will see you next week, fellas, ladies, gentlemen, kids, dinosaurs. I don't know. You guys have a great night. Peace.